This is Chancellor Mozabanda with the news on Zodiac. The headlines this hour. Farmers Union says Malawi could be food insecure next year due to challenges with access to affordable farm inputs. A recent study has revealed that about 70% of girls in the country do not transit to secondary school. A crocodile farmer in Salima believes the industry has potential to uplift the economic status of the country if supported. In sports, Nyasa Big Bullets confirms they will participate in this year's Sekafa Kagame Club Championship to be held in Tanzania next month. We now give you the news in detail. Farmers Union of Malawi FUM has expressed fear that the country may face hunger next year, as some local farmers are expected to face challenges in accessing fertilizer and other farm inputs. In an interview this morning, FUM President Frighton Jolomole said the reduction of number of affordable inputs program beneficiaries and the recent upward adjustment of the cost of fertilizer are threatening the coming crop production. But Ministry of Agriculture spokesperson Gresham Lungu says the ministry is putting in place measures which include pushing for additional funding for the AIP program to ensure crop production is not affected. We have more in this report.
The Ministry of Agriculture has written all district commissioners in the country advising them to submit new names of affordable inputs program beneficiaries for this year, as it has reduced the total number of the beneficiaries with 1 million. Minister of Agriculture spokesperson Gresham Lungu says this is so because the cost of fertilizer has gone up at a time this year's AIP exercise has been already budgeted for. He, however, said measures are being taken to ensure this does not affect maize production in the next growing season.
We are trying to work out on a budget which was allocated to Ministry of Agriculture for this year's AIP. We have been allocated around 140 billion, of which 126 billion is to be used for fertilizer procurement. So it means that the farmer contribution this time around has to go up.
But this has worried the Farmers Union of Malawi, which fears will increase challenges which may lead to reduced crop production in the coming growing season. FUM President Frighton Jolomole says most of the farmers that were supposed to benefit from the AIP program cannot afford to buy fertilizer, which is now being sold at around 30,000 kwacha per 50 kilograms bag.
We are also very concerned about this. We know the price of fertilizer has gone up. And it's not only one type. I think all the types of fertilizers have gone up, or the prices have gone up. It's very sad indeed. And looking at the way how things are now, well, it leaves quite a lot to be desired. And we believe the government is going to do something.
Concurring with Njolomole, agriculture commentator Tamani Nkhonomvula said the country needs to consider having long-term solutions on access to fertilizer, such as venturing into the manufacturing of the commodity.
Probably we should start investing, looking at how can we start producing commodities like fertilizer locally, because if we start producing locally, I think some of these challenges would not be there. The other issue that could be maybe a short-term solution is to make sure that the government digs deep in its pocket and subsidize the prices.
This is Winston Kaimira reporting for Zodiac.
Malawi's porous borders remain a risk of spreading COVID-19 pandemic. Some travelers entering Malawi are taking advantage of the inability by authorities to monitor operations in small borders to enter the country using fake COVID-19 certificates. This was revealed when co-chairperson of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, Dr. Wilfred Chalamirankhoma, visited Chiponde border in Mangochi. Rafael Mozo filed this report.
Due to rising cases of COVID-19 in the country, people are required to possess a negative COVID-19 test certificate in our entry points. However, it has been observed that some travelers are using undesignated routes to avoid the procedure, while some use fake certificates. This has been observed in Mangochi. For example, Chiponde border officials in Mangochi said the main challenge is failure to distinguish a fake certificate from an original one. Mangochi District Director of Health and Social Services, Dr. Henry Chibowa Jr., confirmed the development.
Much as we are screening almost 100% of the people that are passing through the border, but we know that there are a lot more that are passing through the uncharted routes. And those are the ones that are posing a risk to the rest of the population. So that's a very big challenge for us. And at the same time, in terms of the fake certificates, there have been cases where people are moving around through the points of entry with fake certificates. So that has been a challenge which now we've tried to sort out as a district by issuing the points of entry with copies of what original certificates look like.
However, co-chair for Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, Dr. Wilfred Chalamila said they are looking into some of the challenges highlighted. For ZBS, this is Rafael Mlozowa reporting.
Meanwhile, Health Minister Kumbize Kandodo Chipunda says new evidence shows that 99% of COVID-19 hospitalizations and deaths are those that did not get vaccinated. In view of this, Kandodo Chipunda says our ministry is focusing on achieving 60% herd immunity by next year. She has since encouraged healthcare workers to get vaccinated first, as their lives are at risk as they take care for the sick and hospitalized. Zure Kanangu has filed this report.
A record of 1,010,800 of COVID-19 vaccines is expected within 2 months in the country between this Saturday and September end this year. This is the first time such a huge amount of vaccine doses has come to Malawi. Health Minister Kumbize Kandodo Chipunda says priority shall again be health workers, people above 50, those who got the first jab, and people with conditions such as those hypertensive and asthmatic.
Priority will be those working in the health sector, especially in the hospitals or health workers. Those are our priority, and also especially those who already had the first vaccine of AstraZeneca. So that is what we are going to follow. But also, apart from that, we had targeted those above 50 and also those who have some underlying conditions. And if they got the first vaccine of AstraZeneca, then definitely they need to get the second one.
Social commentator Rafik Hajat says emerging information on vaccine efficiency in Malawi should be a cause for hope for a return of normalcy, thus need to intensify vaccinations throughout the country.
The statistics are very stark, they're very glaring, and I think it is imperative for the people of Malawi to be vaccinated. And I would urge everyone to go and get the jab.
Information that 99% of those hospitalized and dying of COVID-19 are presently those that did not get vaccinated should be a wake-up call for many to see the benefits of getting the jab. According to the Minister of Health, Malawi will have received a total of 1,010,800 doses of various COVID-19 vaccines, including AstraZeneca, Johnson & Johnson, and Pfizer. The vaccines are coming after close to a month of drought that has seen cases and deaths shoot.
A recent study has revealed that about 70% of girls in the country do not transit to secondary school, a factor that is contributing to low literacy levels in the country. It was conducted by the Center for Education Research and Training. Presenting the findings in Lilongwe before First Lady Monica Chakwera, researcher Esme Kazamira says illiteracy levels are worsening in rural areas where access to education is proving difficult, as statistics indicate that about 26% of learners have access to education. Meanwhile, First Lady Monica Chakwera has pledged support to address the situation. Zulei Kanangu has filed this report.
During the Girls Education Leaders Coordination meeting in Lilongwe, a research fellow of Center for Educational Research and Training, Esme Kazamira, said trends for the past 40 years show that there has been an equal enrollment of girls and boys in the first level of primary school education, but this is not maintained in senior classes as most girls drop out of school. Kazamira said the quality of primary school education in the country remains low due to the high teacher-learner ratio, hence the need for the government to mobilize more resources in addressing such challenges.
The pyramid shape of our education system has been like that for 40 years or more, which shows that we haven't, as a country, despite all the measures that have been put in place by government and development partners to improve access and retention of students in primary school, these have not had any effect on the current progression of students in primary school.
First Lady Monica Chakwera said there's need to identify gaps existing in the education sector and find ways to address them. She said it is important to work with traditional leaders in the efforts for the country to succeed in meeting targets of the Malawi 2063 on education.
As government, as Minister of Education, me as First Lady also, I want to help out to say let's provide a forum, let's provide space, let's provide information, say.
So far, the First Lady, through her organization, Shaping Our Future Foundation, has provided scholarships to 309 secondary school students, including 148 who were street children, as one way of improving the country's education standards.
The Lilongwe City Council has decried use of politics by some residents to defy orders in executing Keep the City Clean and Green campaign. Deputy City Mayor Richard Banda said the council is working on best alternatives to achieve desirable results in the campaign reserved for the city. He said this when the First Capital Bank FCB undertook a cleaning exercise around the city centre premises in fulfilling the responsibility of keeping the country clean through the campaign. We have this report.
Deputy Mayor of the Lilongwe City Council Richard Banda says some residents use politics to defy orders. He said this has so far derailed the Keep Lilongwe City Clean and Green campaign, which until now has seen people doing businesses in many undesignated places. He, however, added that the council is ensuring that it uses alternative measures to force so that the intended results are achieved.
We are still mobilizing some staff to go out there to our residents within the city to keep their places to be clean, so that even the visitors come here, they need to see that all our city is clean. And this exercise was already started with the block leaders. We know that this summit will be not for only in the city.
First Capital Bank Regional Manager Alan Nasoro said that every resident has a responsibility to keep the country clean as a broader surrounding. Nasoro said that the cleaning exercise is in line with the council's call to keep the city clean, the president's similar national campaign last year, and also responding to the president's appeal to Malawians to prepare for the upcoming SADC summit.
The mayor shared his vision to also transform and ensure that the city is clean. So this is one of the responses to that call and to that sharing of the mission and vision by the city council, but also aligning to what the president shared.
The Lilongwe City Council has not fully managed to drive vendors off the streets, move car washes and some businesses from undesignated places, and deal with the issue of illegal structures, among other things. For Zodiac in Lilongwe, I am Western Guta.
You're watching the news here on Zodiac. We'll be back with more after this.
I got a call from my driver telling me that my motor vehicle was involved in an accident in Balaka. I was shocked and very worried, considering that the car was only 4 months old.
Get your vehicle covered against road accidents, fire, theft, and third-party liabilities at CIC General Insurance Limited.
I submitted all my claim documents to my insurer, CIC, and within 14 days, I got my settlement through a bank transfer. I was very delighted and inspired. Later, I managed to purchase a replacement vehicle. Throughout the process, CIC staff were very diligent, friendly, accommodating, and professional all the time.
Our professional and friendly staff will ensure that you get the best customer experience that is second to none. For more information, visit our offices in Lilongwe at Area 3 Judge Building, opposite the District Commissioner's office. And in Blantyre, visit our offices at Livingstone House behind Plantation House.
I recommend CIC all day, every day for all your insurance needs.
CIC, we keep our word.
Ufika 2063 kale wokomera aliyense achinyamata tikwira ne manja tukula Malawiyo achinyamata tikale patsogolo tukula Malawiyo Malawiye Malawiyo wozimira bayeka Malawiye Malawiyo wokomera aliyense Malawi 2063 kusinda dziko lathu mokomera aliyense.
Munthu mmodzi payekha sangamange mudzi, koma anthu angapo kubwera pamodzi timati uwu nde mudzi. Pamodzi tili ndi kuthekera kobweretsa chitukuko mdera lathu. Network yathu ya Chimalawi ya TNL yakhala ikuthandiza m'madera ambiri mu njira zosiyanasiyana. Komano pano TNM ikufuna kupitiriza ntchitoyi mogwirizana ndi ife eni ake amudzi. Ndi nkani yabweretsa TNM mudzi wathu. Mukagwiritsa ntchito TNM poimba foni, kutumiza ma SMS, kugwiritsa ntchito internet, kapena kugwiritsa ntchito mpamba, chaka chilichonse TNM idzipereka 1% kapena 1 kwacha pa 100 kwacha iliyonse ya ndalama zomwe yapanga kuti ithandizire pa chitukuko chomwe anthu akufuna mdera lawo. Tikabwera pamodzi ndi kugwirizana chimodzi, tikhoza kupanga zazikulu m'mudzi wathu. TNM mudzi wathu. Umodzi unamanga mtolo. Ndondomeko zidzatsatidwa.
UNICAF University, July to August 2021 intake. Special scholarships available at UNICAF University for bachelor, master's and doctoral degree programs. UNICAF University is accredited nationally by the NCHE and internationally by the British Accreditation Council in the UK. Enroll for internationally recognized degrees at a fraction of the cost. Feel safe knowing that your online studies with UNICAF University will not be disrupted by measures for the pandemic. From enrollment to graduation, everything runs smoothly online. Don't miss this golden opportunity. This offer is valid until the end of August 2021. So, apply today and get a free tablet when you register and pay the required deposit. Ring 01755 333 or WhatsApp 0993 907002 for more information.
Welcome back. A look at the headlines as we continue. Farmers Union says Malawi could be food insecure next year due to challenges with access to affordable farm inputs. A recent study revealed that about 70% of girls in the country do not transit to secondary school. A crocodile farmer in Salima believes the industry has potential to uplift the economic status of the country if supported. In sports, Nyasa Big Bullets confirms they will participate in this year's Sekafa Kagame Club Championship to be held in Tanzania next month. Moving on with the news, a crocodile farmer of the Nyika Farms Limited in Salima has pleaded with government to help boost the industry, which he said has potential to bring the much-needed forex into the country. He currently has about 13,000 crocodiles, selling both meat and raw hides, but says the industry has huge potential in the international but needs political will. Minister of Industry Roy Kachale, who visited the crocodile farm Friday, says government will explore possible ways of uplifting the industry to exploit its potential. Joseph Mazis with details.
A crocodile farm, not a common story you would hear in Malawi, in as far as farming is concerned, but this industry does exist. Nyika Farm in Senga Bay, Salima, has about 13,000 crocodiles. According to the owner of this farm, Leg Cavallo, this industry is profiting and could boost the country's economy if well supported. But currently, there is not much support about this industry, and not many know that crocodile produce one of the best meat. And when the Minister of Industry and Trade toured his farm, Cavallo is asking for government support so that this industry can live to its full potential.
We are selling raw skins. If we had facilities to tan these skins, it would add a lot more value to what we're getting at the moment. If we were selling a finished product, I'm sure the prices that we're going to get would be a lot better than selling them raw. The processing of crocodile skins is very different from cattle or goat hides. Crocodile skin tanning is a specialized industry, and you need proper equipment and proper trained personnel and a very experienced and qualified person to process crocodile skins.
The Minister Roy Kachale said after his tour that he is impressed with the work taking place at this farm and he pledged that government is going to find a means to uplift this industry.
Crocodile skin trade is something that we are looking at very seriously. We think that we can generate a lot of money from it. There are markets out there that we need to exploit. But in order for us to do so, we need to add value to the skins.
Currently, Malawi has 3 notable crocodile farms, but the Nyika farm in Salima is considered the largest. Reporting for Zodiac from Salima, I am Joseph Mazizi.
A traditional leader in Chikwawa says rising cases of mob justice in the district are a product of frustration by communities following alleged negligence with which the police treat lawbreakers. Sub-Chief Chibutula says the police are not acting on a number of criminal cases that were reported to them, while in other cases suspects were granted bail and their cases are almost dead. But District Police Officer in charge, Donny Chionda, said communities ought to understand bail is a right and does not mean end of the case. For details, here is Masozi Kasambara.
Authorities agree that cases of mob justice have reaching alarming levels in the country. Here in Chikwawa, for example, 3 fatal incidents of mob justice have been registered in the first half of this year. Authorities insist that mob justice has multiple dangers to both victims and the society at large. This is why the law enforcers in the district have intensified public awareness campaigns on the dangers of such a vice. But Sub-Chief Chibutula feels the police is to blame for the status quo, saying it treats suspects with kid gloves. The traditional leader says it is painful that a lot of cattle are being stolen in the district, but suspects don't stay long in police custody before being seen loitering in the same area where they had stolen. This, he says, forces victims of theft to react on their own. But what does officer in charge for Chikwawa Police, Assistant Commissioner Don Chionda, make of the observation?
Yeah, thank you very much. That's an observation, but mainly it deals with bail. Sometimes when they bring a suspect to the police, they expect that the suspect will not be given bail. But you know, bail is a right of every person. So we cannot keep a person for long in the cell before concluding the case. When you are doing the investigation, sometimes we need the witnesses to come forward and find that the witnesses are not forthcoming to present their statements to the police. So when a suspect stays too long in cell, he has the right that he should be given bail. So when they see that somebody has been given bail, they think that's the end of the case. But it's not the end of the case. They're given bail, but their cases are still going on. Ultimately, justice prevails. So we have talked about that one, and we have told them that the bail is a right. That is not the end of the offense. So they have understood that bail is not the end of the case. Okay.
Mob justice, according to security experts, has potential to jeopardize evidence apart from rearing its ugly face on innocent people due to mistaken identity, among other dangers. For Zodiac, Masos Kasambala reporting from Chikwawa.
Moving on to sports, Nyasa Big Bullets have confirmed that they will participate in this year's Sekafa Kagame Club Championship to be held in Tanzania next month. In a statement, the club's chief executive officer, Susan Nyirenda, said the Bullets, who have been invited as guests, will use the tournament to prepare for the CAF Championship League as it attracts top clubs from East and Central African countries. Bright Kanyama has filed this report.
TNM Super League defending champions Nyasa Big Bullets are set to make a return to the Council of East and Central Africa Football Association's Kagame Cup after a 25-year absence. Bullets Chief Executive Officer Susan Nyirenda has confirmed the development in a statement, saying that they have accepted the invitation from the organizers. Nyirenda, however, said they want to use the tournament to prepare for CAF Champions League preliminary round matches set to start in September 2021. The draw for the 2021 Kagame Cup will take place on Tuesday next week, and Bullets will likely face teams like Azam FC from Tanzania, Tusker FC from Kenya, Altabara FC from South Sudan, and Express FC from Uganda, among others. Meanwhile, sports analyst of Soccer Africa Austin Otieno from Kenya says the tournament poses a great opportunity for preparations while advising the people's team to gather strong players for the tournament.
I'll advise them to use their real players, let them not come with
change players because this tournament is a serious tournament and every team will be coming with their full strength team. So that is, they will look at where the weaknesses are and then they can also take that opportunity to sign players. So it will be a very, very big opportunity for Big Bull and their squad and also gauge how those teams from Sekafa fare.
Previously, local clubs like Mighty Wanderers, Tigers, Silver Strikers also participated in the tournament. The winners of this year's Sekafa Kagame Cup will pocket $100,000, which is equivalent to 80 million kwacha. For Zodiac, this is Bright Kanyama.
And that's about what we had time for in this news edition, but before we go, a look at the headlines. Farmers Union says Malawi could be food insecure next year due to challenges with access to affordable farm inputs. A recent study revealed that about 70% of girls in the country do not transit to secondary school. A crocodile farmer in Salima believes the industry has potential to uplift the economic status of the country if supported. In sports, Nyasa Big Bullets confirms they will participate in this year's Sekafa Kagame Club Championship to be held in Tanzania next month. Visit our website zodiacmalawi.com for more news. My name is Chansimlo Zabanda. Thanks for watching.